Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, four crazy rescue dogs, a rescued cat, and rescued guinea pig who likes to craft in her spare time, is graduating with her sign language interpreting degree, and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message, it boosts my serotonin and my self esteem, and I could use those. If you're a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for. Just grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Okay, so let me start by saying it's May 12th here in the US. Well, technically it's May 12th right now all around the world, but here in the US, that makes it Mother's Day. So I'm going to wish people happy Mother's Day. And I am also going to recognize that this is not the easiest day for many people. And um, if you are one of those people, just know that you have my thoughts and my heart goes out to you today. Um, and if there's something that I can do to help ease that, let me know. And I will see what I can do. Um, so yeah. So this last week, um, was busy. I had a lot of running around to do. I'm like looking back on the week because it's a blur. Like y'all, it's a blur. It was a lot of going back and forth and back and forth. Bella's shoulder from when she fell is still bothering her, so we got her in. William's foot has been bothering him. I got him into the doctor. While I had him at the doctor, I got my B12 shot. It's just been it doesn't stop. And so I'm actually really grateful that right now there's a part of me that is going, okay, I'm not taking any classes. Like, like, maybe I should be, there's a couple programs that I'm considering. And maybe I should start seriously looking at that. And how do I fit that into my schedule? There's other parts of me that are like, I don't have time to add in classes on top of everything else I'm doing. And it's okay to take a little bit of a break. And I'm trying to lean into that second half, that second option of it's okay to take a break and um, focus my energies on some other things. So there is that. Um, so yeah. So this next week, I've got several things going down. I have an appointment on my book tomorrow for a doctor's appointment, but I didn't write down which doctor, and I didn't write down which one of us the doctor's appointment is for. Now, surprisingly, I have not gotten any alerts or calls that says, "Hey, just a friendly reminder that you had a voice," like you usually get. So we'll see. I will say that tomorrow morning I have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to head over to my. Thankfully, it's a campus right here to see if I can get some extra tickets for graduation, because graduation, by the time you see me next, graduation will have happened. Graduation is Saturday, May 18th. I am at the 10 o'clock graduation commencement. They have two of them that day. One is 10, one is 2. My program is at 10. So that is very exciting. As for Mother's Day, the twins, I got flowers from a friend of mine. I got taken to dinner and it was really nice, actually. the twins went together and they have bought me the fabric and floss in the beads, although we did a color conversion and I may need some different Rainbow Galleries Krynics for Lady Justice. But they bought in, I think there's like 3 flosses that I'm missing. So now I have all the floss, but I have a vast majority of the flosses for Lady Justice and then also for the Poisonous Aquarium. Is that what it is? It the Poisonous Aquarium by Lola Crow. So that takes a little bit off of me. So that was very cool. And then William bought Chipotle today for lunch. I think it's because he was craving it, but honestly, I love Chipotle or Qdoba. In our house, we call him Qdaba and Chipotle. We have since they were new in the area because the kids saw them and mispronounced them, and we've just run with it. The 4 horsemen are running around as if the apocalypse was going to happen. Okay, so we are working away on things. William is now working the grill and something else at the. He's training more. They asked him if he would train somebody who is new, and he's like, I don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that. I don't blame him. He hasn't even been there 60 days, I don't think. So, yeah. So, okay. So, stitching wise, forgive the dogs. Again, the 4 horsemen are running around as if it's the apocalypse. I don't know what else to say. If you know, you know with my dogs. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so Hade has a sale. So if you're not familiar, Hade is Heaven and Earth Designs. One of my favorite artists is Amy Stewart. Amy Stewart is the one who does like the Grand Library. She does this. She does these beautiful. She also does puzzles. And when we saw the puzzle coming out, I was like, "Ooh, when are we getting a Hade of that? Because I need that, right?" Well, Hade came out with it this weekend during the sale, and my lovely friend Kim sent it to me as an early birthday gift. So it's there we go. It's all dogs. It's all dogs. So we are going to be starting that soon. When? I don't know, but soon. Um, I'm actually thinking about ordering 25 count even weave, maybe even the gridded kind. From like, is 123 Stitch the cheapest place to go for that? If you know, let me know, because normally I would go to Rita Renee's on Facebook. Her prices are unbeatable. However, she doesn't have 25 count, and she doesn't have the gridded. And I'm just thinking that might help me to be more accurate and to take off a little bit less stress on me. And we love that. So if you could let me know. So it's not a purchase, it's a Stitchy kindness. In fact, I didn't purchase anything. Everything I got this week was gifts, which yay, we love that, right? We absolutely love that. So if you are going to stitch the Amy Stewart, let me see if I can, the Library of Dogs. Amy Stewart does like the Grand Library, which I have as well, which I'd like to do for Bean. I love and she does the stitching, and she does so each little section is a different genre of books. So I love that. So and Amy Stewart's got several of them, and like I said, she's one of my favorite designers at Hade. Heaven and Earth Designs. So if you would like to join me in stitching the Library of the Dogs, we're gonna do hashtag tag. Stitch all the dogs. So we're going to stitch all the dogs. So I'm super excited about that. So that will be, look to see that. What I think is, so I have several HAEDs that I want to start. No surprise there. If you're new to my channel, you will quickly learn that I have no qualms about stitching really big projects. And then I will also stitch smalls. I will stitch anything. If it appeals to me, I'm going to stitch it. Life is too short not to stitch what you love. So I would like to start that one. I would also like to start the grand library with all the books. This is another one that I have that I would love to start. So that's 3 right there, right? This one I actually bought the mini. I love gingerbread houses. There we go. And I just thought that was super fun. Yeah. So that's just like a few of them. But here's like another Amy Stewart. Can you tell I also love the beach? And if you're new here and you don't know that, I love the beach. The beach is my happy place. I am also stitching Magic Study is one of mine that I've already started. I don't have much into it. I would love to get more done on it. So what I'm thinking is sometime very, very soon. So that, let's see. Yeah. So all of my HAEDs, okay, that's hysterical. It was not done on purpose. All of my HAEDs that I just showed you, except for the Magic Study, are Amy Stewart. I did not plan it. I swear I did not plan it. I already have a couple massive full coverage, but what I'm thinking is that very soon I need to do a Heaven and Earth ode to Amy Stewart, although I'm sure I have some that aren't Amy Stewart. There's got to be, because I know I have more HAEDs than what's just loaded on my tablet. I think I'm going to pick a month where that's going to be my focus. I don't know when. What I may do is save it for this winter. That will allow me to acquire all of the gridded fabric, because what I'll do is then my thought is at that point, if I'm just going to work HAED, I will just do one like mass, and I have pretty much a master set of DMC. I just need to organize it better and fill in the little few gaps. But so what I may do, what I may do is plan to do it right now. As of right now, I'm going to finish Whip Go ahead of time. Knock on wood. And if things keep going the way that they are, I very likely will finish my 24 and 24 focus pieces ahead of time as well. Now, the world could go to hell in a handbasket. We all know that. And that could get thrown out a window. But I think I think let's plan to do a HAED December, where because December is one of those, like, I don't know, it's December, like, it maybe carry it into January. I don't know. We'll see. Just know that it's coming, and it's coming because I can feel the pull to. I've been finishing, and I am feeling the need to start things, and I'm really trying very hard to resist that. That said, Lady of the Flag is getting started this next week because my fabric will be here, and she is my gift to myself. So, okay. So let's start in with all of the stitching. So one of the things that I am focused on, and I realize that yet again, Kelly can't count. I try. I'm off somewhere, and I've talked about this before, so I'm trying really hard to sort of, I think I've eliminated a line in one area and not in the other, so I'm hoping that his face still turns out, because I really don't want to have to frog all of this stitching. At which point I would probably just cry and throw it out a window and start over from scratch. Which we don't want to do either, because we really want this done this year. And what am I talking about? That is the picture of Kay and Dennis, my friend's parents. This is just based on, I threw the picture that is on Kay's tablet, because nobody knows where the original is anymore, through WinStitch and made a pattern. And what's really cool is, like, when I hold it back here, like you can see his chin in here. I've started to put in his shirt. You can see the deep, like, it's crazy. You know, like when I see Kay, because she looks, I mean, it actually does look like her. So, but when I'm stitching and I'm close to it, I'm like, what the heck am I stitching? So never, and the nice thing about this is, honestly, like, there's also mistakes in the orange, but who cares? It's all just a bunch of shades of orange to show you the wall. I can show you the picture of what it will look like. So this is, there we go. So, I mean, whether the orange stitches, I mean, as long as the wall is folded in, who cares? So you can see, like, where his chin is. But see, like, her face, I mean, it looks just like I stitched. And then you can see, like, the corner of his shirt coming in. So, we currently are at 21.46%. I need to bust a groove on this, because my hope was to get it to 30% by the end of the month. We're kind of getting close to the end of the month, and I'm kind of getting nervous. My goal is to have this done in time to get it to the framer to have it for Christmas. That's the goal. Okay. Next up, another gift that needs to be done for Christmas and is on my 24 and 24, because, again, it needs to be done by Christmas. It is going to our tutor from our, oh my God, I almost said from the Twins Club. Y'all, seriously, my brain has broke. She's the main tutor for our SLI program. She also does a lot of coordinating for this area for our deaf-blind community. And she's just a fantastic person. Okay, so what am I doing? And again, well, I'm so glad you asked, because one of us should know what the hell I'm doing, and I sure as heck don't, clearly. Okay, so this is a pattern off of Etsy. If you want the information, just let me know. I didn't write down the designer, and it doesn't show up when I load it on my thing in Pattern Keeper. Okay, so very clearly, I've reached the bottom of the book, with the exception of a few stitches for the bookmark. I've reached all the way to the top and all the way to this side. And technically, I didn't realize that I've actually reached all the way to this side, because I have this read from the book in. Erin and I, this is a gift for Erin. I'm 99% sure Erin knows it's coming. She just has no clue when it's coming, because we've discussed the shoes, we've discussed the layout, because around this, I'm stitching this 2/2. Around the frame, I am stitching all of the Brooks books characters. Okay. I have them all. This is before I knew that I knew about Pattern Keeper and electronic patterns, and I bought these at a local LNS. Most of them at the local LNS that has been closed since the kids were little. That said, my former business partner, I didn't realize my former business partner was a Wizard of Oz fan. So she got Dorothy and the Cowardly Lion. That's it. That's what happens when you fuck me over. You don't get the rest of them. So then I went to a party at Erin's house, and I had been trying to find the right gift for her. And she has a whole Christmas tree and things on her wall for Wizard of Oz. It's her absolute favorite. So I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I'll do these. And then I saw Pam's that she did for Steph, and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. I wasn't a whole 100% into the centerpiece or the top piece that Pam did from Satsuma Street. It's cute. It wasn't singing to me. And then I saw this one, and I was like, this. I have to have this. So, okay. So that centerpiece now, minus the back stitching, because Pattern Keeper doesn't load the back stitching, which that is the downside to Pattern Keeper. There are a few features that I wish Pattern Keeper had. Am I going to go and redesign a new app? Nope. You know why? Because I don't have a clue how to do that. And I don't want to learn. Okay, so the center part is at 64.41%. And then I started the little cowboy boot to the scarecrow. Just to make sure, and I've never stitched 1/1 like that. Can we just take a moment? First of all, now I know, like, I'm absolutely sure that the characters are going to fit. Because can we just take a moment and see how tiny that is? There's a mental, it's going to sound crazy. Well, welcome to my show. The whole show sounds crazy. And yes, one day we will paint the wall. It's not going to be this week. The stitches are so tight. There's a mental adjustment that when you shift from going, especially in the same project, when you're doing 2/2, and then all of a sudden you're doing 1/1, your brain sort of has to adjust. I also do not have all of the flosses for the individual characters. I'm sure I have them. I have not pulled them. I'm hoping to talk one of my children into going through like all the flosses that I have on floss drops, like from Rosie and some other projects, and put them in order. Pray for me that they will do that. Okay. Okay, so this is Lady Justice, but I haven't started on her because, again, the fabric should be here tomorrow. Which is super exciting because William has band practice tomorrow for graduation. So it should be here before band practice, before we have to leave for band practice. So maybe I'll start it. But, okay, so I also worked on the Poisonous Aquarium frame from Lola Crow. It is on the piece of Glacier that I won. That is a 36 count linen by Bee Stitch Me. So what was halting me is I'm terrified of counting over. So I had to get the other colors. I had 310 because I have the Mega Cone of Death Doom. I've been too scared to count over too far in case my counting is off, because we all know that realistically at some point it will be, and ideally it's not on the frame part. So now that I have some of the other colors, I can work on it. So that's very exciting. So we worked on that. So that's the third project we touched this last week. Okay. One of my Whip Go pulls was a viewer's pit, if you recall. And I put up, like, took ideas and everything, and the majority rules seemed to say Jeep Van Gogh needed to get worked on, which is good because I don't have it slated for a finish. Clearly, yeah. And I don't have it on my Whip Go board. I'm actually looking at my Whip Go board and going, why didn't I put this on there? Why wasn't this on there? And then I looked at my 24 and 24 piece list. And I was like, why did I put that on there and not this? So, okay. So we stitched just over 1,000 stitches on Jeep Van Gogh. I don't know if we did that just this week. I think so. I've stopped writing it in my book because my squares in my book are kind of small, and sometimes I don't have enough space to write it. But we are now officially at 5.09% on Jeep Van Gogh. 5%, y'all. 5%. Okay. So where did I put my stitches in? I'm glad you asked. For those of you who are not familiar with Jeep Van Gogh, relax, Lizzie. This is Jeep Van Gogh. Hold, please. See how long it is till the dog bell started. Okay. So that is Jeep Van Gogh. It's Starry Night with a big old red Jeep on it. Elmo looks very much like this. So this is the upper right corner where the sun is, the moon is. The yellow swirly blob. We put a bunch of stitches in here. Then I came down. This is not quite the corner, the bottom corner, but clearly that's the Jeep's tire. And then coming up into the undercarriage. So between those two spots, it got just over 1,000 stitches. Again, that is the bottom, and that is the bottom. I need to pull out my sewing machine and add some just muslin or something to the bottom of that. But we're going to run into a problem at some point, is my fear. Okay, so there's one other thing that got called. That was square number 5, and that was a periodic table. So the goal was 1,000 stitches on the periodic table. I do not have a pattern for this. I drew it out on a piece of paper because it's a periodic table. And in my brain, when I did the math to get the size, my brain didn't realize how big it was going to be. And then I got the fabric and I measured it out, and I measured more than once to make sure I was right. And I went, oh my God, this thing is huge. And if you think that a Haid is big, just know that my periodic table is 60 inches high, and it is 79 inches wide, 76 inches wide. And it takes 2 people to hold it up. So while I'm going to show you the area that I stitch, it's not going to make much sense because there is no physical way that I can hold this up. And because I am not technology savvy, I can't insert a picture here. I don't know how. I don't know how. Maybe this year at StitchCon somebody can tell me how. Somebody asked me what program do I use to record my thing. I literally turn on the camera function of my laptop. And once that is, I don't edit clearly because I don't know how. And then I can upload it up to the YouTubes. And that's all I know how to do. So, yes, I know it needs to be washed. My fabric is filthy. This project is already, I believe, 3 years old. That said, I think I'm just about to the right around the halfway point of getting the grid all in. Because again, it's basically like stitching a quilt. Okay. So this had hardly anything in on it, but this is the row of I want to say the 2 rows of 7 elements that like come down from, yeah, that's this. So I had a little bit in, like just to kind of like chunk it out so that I knew where things went, but I've added all of this. That's 1,000 stitches. Yet another reason why I own the mega Cone of Doom. Yes, for those of you inquiring who are going to StitchCon Weekend B, generally speaking, and while the project is 3 years old, I don't work on it a whole lot. It is one that I definitely take to StitchCon because it's at a point where I don't have to count or really pay attention because of the way the grid is, which makes it very easy for talking, and knowing that I'm not going to make mistakes. So that makes it very easy. So that said, I'm all caught up on WIPGO. And the numbers don't get called until May 25th. I told you I would catch it up. Told you it will take me, like, because I got super behind, if you recall, because I was really pushing to do Rosie, get Rosie finished, and I got behind. I told you all I would catch up. That's not a problem. I do yearly goals, so I can work on them at any time. If you all recall, I did my center square actually in January. It just got called in May. So what I may do, so if next month is a viewer's choice, the 2 that came up to work on, well, there were 3 that came up to work on that aren't on WIPGO and others. So like somebody had said periodic table, but that's already on my WIPGO board. And will come up one other time anyways. And I always take it to StitchCon and work on it at StitchCon. So I have viewer's choice on here a few more times, although, let me look, 3 more times. I'd like to roll the dice and say it's not going to get picked next month, but who knows. But last month when I asked for viewer's choice, the couple that came up were Pandemic, which would be awesome. I don't have that on either one. It's not a focus piece. What I did want to really focus on is my Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty. I believe I am going to take Pandemic to StitchCon so that Julie and I can put ours next to each other. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim has started Pandemic as well. So the 3 of us can hold our Pandemics all together. They all look very different, which is so cool. Like, I love that. That somebody, like, that it's one chart, but we've all done it in different ways. Like, I love that kind of thing. So go ahead and throw your picks for June in case of yours choice. So somebody had said my little guinea pig, my science guinea pig, um, Monopoly, which is one of my focus pieces for 24 and 24, but yet I didn't put it on my WIPCO board, so that would be a great pick. Pandemic, Monopoly, and the guinea pig. And I think those were the only other one, because the other one was Jeep Van Gogh, and we did it this month. Now, granted, you could pick. So, I mean, we all know I have a shit ton of whips. I mean, like, that is not a problem. I could work on my menorah. I could work on the unicorn tapestry. I could start a new Haid. I could start, like, there are no shortages between what I had going and what, yeah. I did not work this last week on Peppermint Purple, my black work salt, so I would like to really work on that. I want to say I worked a little bit on the Snow Miser, but I don't know, and I didn't leave it down where I normally do, so I don't know. We could focus on Mermaid Santa and all of his back stitching. I mean, that's just it. It's like so frustrating. Oh, I did pull out. Where is it? Here it is. I pulled out the self-love sampler for. I was debating. If you recall, last week I was debating: do I work on the self-love sampler for Mental Health May, or do I start one of my beach pieces that I'd really like to start? And the answer ended up being work on the self-love sampler and get it done, and knock out another whip. And so I actually ended up loading it up into Pattern Keeper, which actually made me very sad, because I thought I was further along percentage-wise than I really am. And yeah, so for those of you who there we go. This is the total sampler. It's very cool. It's charted monochromatically by Birdie's Crossing, but clearly, yeah. Okay, so I thought it was much further along. I did throw a few stitches in it, not a whole lot. I have it at 15.81%. My goal by the end of the month is to maybe get it to 20%. So I think for the next couple of weeks, one, I'm going to have the new start this next week. I'm going to work on this and on Oz and Kay and Dennis, and those are going to be my three. Let's really push to get them further along. Do I think in May I'm going to get this done? Nope. 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 Not at all. Do I hope I can get it to 20 or 25%? Absolutely. Do I think that's possible? Anything is possible. I would like to make sure that I get 1,000 stitches into it. I think that will take that to pretty darn close, if not over 20%. So that'll be good. So those are my three focuses. We'll have the new start. We'll go from there. That's all I can think about right now. Right now, I've got to get a bunch of paperwork done. But other than that, and we have a little pack of 4 kittens that have been hanging around close to the house, and we've actually been feeding them because they're so little. And I'm trying to catch them because I have a rescue who's willing to take them in, but we need to get them caught sooner so that we can make sure that they're socialized properly. So say a prayer that we can get these kittens, because it's a little stressful. I haven't seen them. We've been having some storms and stuff, and I haven't seen them in the last couple of days. So that makes me nervous. So, Yeah, I don't know. And I've been just throwing out and getting rid of stuff. Um, I was going to decorate the top of my cap, my mortarboard. Mortarboard, is that what they're called? I was going to decorate it, and I've been debating like what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Graduation is Saturday, and at this point, what I'm thinking that I'm going to do um, is I'm going to Cricut it, but I'm going to maybe cut out like for me to remember my grandparents, oak leaves and wheat, which wheat in the Polish culture is important. Um, and then potentially like the little sign language hands. And I would also maybe like I'm just going to do some little Cricut stickers, maybe. I don't know. Or I may not do anything. The other idea was to put daisies on it. And if you did not know, if you see, and this is not like obviously people like love daisies. Oftentimes, when you see daisies, especially daisy tattoos, the meaning behind a daisy is that they are a sexual assault survivor. And so there's a part of me that really would love to do like daisies around it. And then maybe the phrase that not only did she survive, she thrived. Um, and so I think I'm kind of leaning towards that. So we'll see. I don't know. Or it may just be plain. Um, I have the little charms that I had made with my grandparents' pictures on them. And I absolutely love this. And again, if I know I posted it before, the Etsy seller got them to me super, super fast. Like I was in shock how fast they came. Um, they're just awesome. And like, they're not designed just for tassels, like for graduation boards, but like if you were getting married, you could absolutely, and you had like loved ones that weren't there, you could have these made and put into your bouquet, which I just think would be super awesome. Um, so there's that too. So I mean, I already have something really special. Um, I have my honors tassel, and then I have our college tassel. So it's super cool. So I don't know. At the same time, I don't want it to stress me out. So yeah, there's that. So, but overall, things are really good, and things are getting better and better and better, and life is amazing. And even with its downs at times, there's a whole lot of ups. And the downs make me more grateful for the ups. And, I was laughing with a friend of mine today. It's Mother's Day. They're like, shouldn't you be resting? And I'm like, I took my son to work and I did this and I did that. And I run errands and I went to the grocery store and I'm doing laundry. And they're like, what? It's Mother's Day. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm a mom. And sure, I'm going to take this evening off and I'm going to stitch and and I've got my stitchy gifts and things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm a mom to two 23-year-olds because my kids are now 23. Been messing it up. They're 23 who love me, are proud of me, and still love to hang out and laugh with me. I mean, to the point where the other night, one of the things that we did is I ended up taking William to play pool, and I was working on the brief that I have to write in support of our motion to go to the Court of Appeals, and um, somebody's like pointed out, he's like, my mom would have never done this for me, and I'm like, I can work at home or I can work here. Who cares? I have Wi-Fi. Like, but at least he gets to do something he enjoys, and I get to laugh and stuff while we're here with him. And it made me realize, like, even when I get to do, like, do I like doing laundry? No. Do I like doing dishes? No. I'm not stupid. Like, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but, at the same time, like, there was a time before I bought this place where I wasn't sure I was going to have a roof over our heads. And is it ideal, the best place? No. No. I have the ugliest wallpaper in the world in my kitchen. But I have a kitchen and it works. And I have hot water and I have the ability to wash clothes. And if my kids need clothes or if I need clothes, it can get taken care of. I have laundry soap. I have a washer. I have a dryer. Like, I have those things. So it's not a big deal to throw on a load of clothes. And you know what? I have clothes. I have clothes that fit us. We all have clothes that fit. We all have clothes that are comfortable, that we enjoy wearing. We have dishes. We have dishes because we've been able to eat food. And thankfully, 99% of the time, it's food we enjoy. And we have the ability to cook it. And not everybody has that. And so I'm really trying to change that mindset into being one of more of gratitude, even for the little things. Like, you know, because I have more than most. I have more than a lot of people. And do I have more than do others have more than me? Absolutely. But I have a roof over my head and I have food in the fridge. And I have 2 kids who are happy and healthy. And for me right now, that's a lot. Um, so I'm trying to look at those horrid chores more with a little bit more of, I don't want to say appreciation, but without that sense of dread about them. So yeah. So drop me drop me a note down below if you know a better place to get cheaper 25 count gridded Aida in large chunks, like large fabric, cheaper than 123 Stitch. And then if you have a vote or an idea for what I can do if viewers pick gets picked again, because I may also start working on like a few months ahead. So what would be ideal is if the periodic table got picked for June, because it's on here one more time, and then it would overlap with StitchCon. So, okay, remember, you are smart, and you are beautiful, and you are amazing. You are cherished. You are strong. You are wanted. You are needed. You are loved. And you matter. So I will see you next week. Bye.